Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Decipher the Media podcast. This is episode number 21 with Simran Kaur, who is returning for a second part. If you have not seen the first part, go ahead and go back and watch uh, episode number 20 for a little context here in case, we might touch upon a few things that we sort of get into more in the last episode. So, if you want a little context, go ahead and check out episode 20 before you jump into episode 21. For episode 21, we Simran and I talk about a lot of things that she's doing creatively, much like the last episode, but in sort of like a more personal level. She talks about how friends can help raise you up creatively, and how they can also end up being toxic and sort of being detrimental to your creative energy. So we talk about that a lot. Simran also talks about sort of what has shaped her creative identity and what she's kind of gone through to um, sort of pick up creative techniques that she uses and what has inspired her for creative projects. So, a lot of interesting things there, especially with photography and design in particular. She talks about some specific projects there. And if you have any interest in any of those projects at all, I would definitely recommend going to check them out on her social media, on her website. I'll have all that stuff linked in the description, and also the information will be available at the end of the podcast. We also dove into the constraints that have been created because of the pandemic and how that has helped her sort of branch outside of the box to come up with new creative projects and new creative techniques while she's been in lockdown. So, some very interesting stuff and some inspiring stuff if you've kind of felt the same way, being stuck inside. I know things are kind of getting better now, but, if you're still stuck inside looking for inspiration, this might be for you. So, without further ado, this is Decipher the Media, episode number 21 with Simran Kaur. Enjoy!
As university started, I found more people that, understood my point of view or something, or like they actually wanted to engage with me and my creations or something. They wanted to go to the museum together or, anything artistic that would inspire me or them. And we would talk about it or something. And a beautiful friendship would grow up, of course. So now I have two really close friends. I'm not going to say their name, but of course they know who I'm talking about if I'm saying it here, if they're going to see the video. And they're from my same class. And I really enjoy spending my time with them. Unfortunately, I don't have that much time to chat with them right now because, of course, I have my own projects, but sometimes, every day I send a small text or something if I
Yeah.
can. But of course, they know that I care about them as well. But in general, I think I like everyone in my class. There is no one that actually, you know, annoys me or something. Like in my university, everyone is really correct. Oh my god, I can't even say it. Collaborative. Yeah. I'm sorry. If, I'm sometimes I get really anxious or like tense, I
No, you're
guess.
fine.
But yeah, we just collaborate a lot together, I think, and we just have a good friendship all together in our classroom. We do have like a group chat where we send every information about university, especially now with lockdown. And it was a nightmare. Okay, it was a nightmare in the start of lockdown, but yeah, it got better because we were together in it, so we just supported each other as we could. Talking about how bad teaching was sometimes, or like the teams didn't work, or something like that. Just joking around or like anything. But yeah, I'm saying this because I think this is the only class, like the best class I ever had in my life, because most of the time I just didn't like the people in the class because they were bullied or they were just really annoying or something, or loud and unrespectful or something like that. And yeah, it happened many times. And yeah, I did get also bullied many times. I don't really want to talk about it, but it's really annoying how people would bully you because you're, stand out too much or something, or, you have different interests. I got bullied because I liked Pokemon. Can you believe that?
Oh no, I was the same way when I grew up. Uh, I got bullied a lot in middle school because I was obsessed with
Me as well.
Pokemon.
Yeah, me
So
as well. For like, yeah, I mean, even like in primary school. Okay, I don't know if you know that, but I lived and grew up in Italy. I was born there, and right now I live in UK, and well, I've been like 4 years, something like that. And yeah, so I lived in UK until I was 14, 15. I was born there, of course, and I did get in school. I did get bullied for like something like 5 years, but when I was small, and as a child, I didn't understand what was bullying. And um, I also remember having this mathematics teacher that was, let's not talk about it. She was really like just bad.
yeah,
She wouldn't like help me or anything. And I think she was racist from what I understood, but I'm not sure about it. But from what I remember, I think she was because she was quite like judgy towards me, but she wasn't towards the other girl, the other Italian girl, and I was just Indian, the only Indian in my class, and I felt left out many times. And I remember people picking at me because, like, the other children, because I had another type of body shape or something. And yeah, and they would say, "Oh, you shouldn't wear a skirt because you're not skinny." And I'm like, only now I think, why? Just why? I mean,
yeah.
and I think from that day I stopped wearing skirts, and that was until I came in here, UK. Here we have a uniform, of course, and I needed to finish my high school. I did like the 3 last years, of course, and yeah, I started wearing a skirt because we had the uniform, but we could wear also pants. But I was like, I never wore skirts for so long. I was like, I want to wear it again. And I felt so good to wear it again. And from that day, I started wearing it more often. So now, well, my wardrobe is full of skirts. I have literally 2 jeans and 2 pair of leggings, and the rest is skirts because I just like frilly stuff. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel dreamy. It makes me inspired, I would say. I get really inspired from dress, I think, from my photography, but even from my painting. It's like the colors. It's just the feeling, I think, sometimes, like how it makes you feel. It makes you feel good or bad or something.
Right.
So I just try to wear pastel colors because I just like them. I have an obsession, I think, maybe. Of course, it's a good one. But yeah, I mostly got bullied for my body shape, for how I looked. And with that, I had a food problem, but I didn't understand that, of course, as well, because back in time, mental health wasn't important, like that much talked. Okay, it was important, of course. Yeah, always been important. But what I'm trying to say is that they didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
No one talked about it, and I was so pissed because I was like, I don't understand what I'm feeling, what's going on in me, and
Mm-hmm.
no one would tell me, and I was like, oh, I'm feeling like that. Did they actually, bully me? Did they do it? I don't understand. Um, and I kept denying it to me. I was like, no, they're just joking or something when I was a child. But only now I understand that, yes, that was bullying for 5 years, Simran. And you didn't just understand. You just, shut your mouth and kept going, I guess, towards your future, I guess. And for then other 3 years in middle school. I don't know how it works in America, but we have 3 years of middle school and 5 years of primary something. I don't know what is it in English, honestly. Sometimes I just forget about it. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
um, and yeah, for those 3 years I got bullied. I don't even understand how it started. And honestly, I did change. I did change the area I lived in because my dad, he got a new job and stuff, so we needed to go and transfer, and yeah, I just changed, and I didn't know anyone in the area. And it was like, okay, new life, I guess. So I started wearing more colorful dresses, and people did pick on me again, and I was like, Simran, what did you do wrong now? I didn't understand, and I was like, that's so fair, actually. And I think it all started because, well, I just talked to this girl, and I think I did talk to her because she seemed really energetic. She was like me, I guess. And I was like, maybe, you could talk to her, become her friend, something, for 3 years or more. It didn't happen. Yes, we were friends. Understand me? Yes, but it was toxic. It was toxic for 3 years. And okay, I didn't understand what was toxic because they didn't talk about mental health during those years. It was really bad. And I wouldn't understand that she was actually the one spreading the rumors around me, behind me. And everyone in my class were towards me for like 3 years. The third year got a bit better. I don't understand why. Maybe because we grew up a bit more, and everyone, just sort of thinking, high school, where, what, and where. And I was just devastated, I guess, for those 3 years. I kept changing my style because people didn't like it. People didn't like that I wear pastel. People didn't like that I would wear those clothes that would showcase my body shape because they started picking on my body shape. And then they started picking to the fact that I was Indian.
Yeah.
That was racist, of course. And
right.
My teacher, the only teacher that actually was doing something, well, the only two actually, were the Italian teacher, just the language Italian teacher that would actually also teach us history and geography, and my English teacher. And yeah, they were the only one, I think. And if it wasn't for them, I think I would have really survived those 3 years. I think it would have been more devastating, but I felt more supported thanks to them. Even though it wasn't just too big, but they did try to do something, which is good. And of course, I had friends. I had this girl in my class, and I'm not going to say her name because okay, she's shy, but also privacy things. But I hope she's here, so I'm going to say hi if she's going to see this video. And she knows that I'm talking about her. I mean, come on. But yeah, she was in my class in middle school for these 3 years. The first year, I didn't even notice her because she was quiet and shy. Let's be honest. And I was in the front seat, and she was like something in the last. And she didn't just talk that much. She was quite in her word, like I was, of course. Everyone was like that, I think. And well, I just saw her once, and was like, just hi. And the first thing is that yes, she didn't bully me in those 3 years. She actually did nothing, and like sometimes she didn't even was in the area where I was getting bullied. Sometimes she was just outside there alone or something, and she was just minding her business, really. I didn't give her any fault because she didn't tell the teacher or something. Like, who would? They were as scared as I was about the bully, I think, most of them. And maybe she was as well. I'm not sure. I never asked her, honestly, even though I still chat to her every single day now. And I see her as my best friend now. And well, this friendship grew up because basically my English teacher, I think it was her, she made me sit down near her. And from there, my friendship grew up with her. We started making weird things like doing classes. I think once was with the, what's it called, the eraser. And it was so funny, honestly. Like, and no one knew that she was so funny. And I was like, am I the only one that knows how funny is this girl? Like, Come on. And everyone would actually, still talk to her. She was in our group or something, and they would talk to her, say hi and blah blah blah. And why I stayed with her, I started detaching myself from that girl I knew from first year, but she was still, my friend, because I was like, no, I don't think she's toxic. She just maybe thought that I was, I don't know, a bad person or something. I don't know. Honestly, I was innocent. Let's be honest. Um, I just didn't really understand what was toxic or what wasn't, what was bad or what was actually abuse, and what was racist, what wasn't, what is mental health, um, and what was, mental abuse or like physical ones. But yeah, she was still there. And yes, I did get bullied, but I think this one girl that I was with, she made things look more brighter for me. Second and third year were beautiful. Then, we kept talking to each other on WhatsApp. We kept chatting, and it still goes on for now. And I hope it will go on forever because she is my best friend. Honestly, she's probably the number one, and I just love talking to her. She is an amazing person. I think she may think that she's not, but she is for me because I think if she wasn't there, I wouldn't, I would have give up on myself. I think during those 2 years, um, and I was happy that my teacher did put me with her. Maybe she did put me with her probably, I don't know, because she saw that I was a bit alone or something. And she was, there a bit, you know. But I think, yeah, she was just quiet and that's it. But then she started opening up, and I was so happy to see her, growing with me. And then it came the first year of high school. I was in another school and she was in another one. And that's fine because we had WhatsApp and something. Um, we didn't actually go out together because I was not an outgoing person. I never was, I think. I never went out that much with her. And yeah, it was just like that because I was already kind of like a shut down person that would stay at home. Now I'm not like this. I'm more open. I go out more, of course, but before it was like that. And in high school, well, we kind of met each other in the bus, and we understood like how to meet each other every day because we had this bus stop near my high school, and she would actually take the bus from there to go home, and we would take it together and something. And so it was amazing that year. Unfortunately, then I needed to leave to go to London, of course, but we had, WhatsApp, we had video calls,
Mm-hmm.
and I chat her every day. Like there isn't a single day I think I don't chat her. And if there is that single day, that means she just has an exam or something for university. And it's just amazing seeing her like growing up and seeing how she's growing up and everything else. Um, Another person I had that supported me, I didn't forget about her, and I hope she's here to listen to this as well. She was from another class. She wasn't in my class, but I think I came to know her because just randomly, I saw her alone, and I was like, "Hi," or something like "Hi." um, but I think it was maybe because as well my toxic friend was there, and yeah, she was just like talking to her or something, and I think my toxic friend wasn't toxic to the others, but it was to me. I still don't understand today why she was towards me. I don't think there was an actual reason. I'm not sure. But yeah, I just came to know about this girl, and she was really nice to me. We went together many times because she did make me go outside, I guess. And those few times were amazing. Or sometimes we would just go to her house, and it was good. It was my happy moment, I guess, without my toxic friend. And yes, I did go out with my toxic friend. Yes, I did, but only
Mm-hmm.
because it was forced, I guess. I didn't want her to stop bullying me or something. I was scared, if I need to be honest. I was really, really scared of her. I didn't know like what she could say because everyone believed her. Everyone literally, and no one would like whenever I said no, she stayed alive and something. People wouldn't actually believe me. And I just got really pissed, I guess, about that. But then I was like, oh, well. And then luckily, then in high school, I didn't see her again. I don't chat her anymore with her. So that's good. I just left behind my toxic friend, I guess. And I acknowledged the fact that she was toxic, of course. And yeah, I think I started understanding more about mental health while coming here in UK. Um, I need to be honest. Uh, yeah, year passed by, and of course, mental health is becoming like more aware. Like, okay, I wanted to say that people are more aware of mental health right
Right.
now, and that's good because they are talking about it, and everyone is talking about it. But yeah, we had this barrier talks about mental health in high school when I came here in London, and it was really nice because I understood what was a toxic person and what was anxiety or how that person did actually abuse me mentally, not just physically or something, and or like they did actually kind of bully me and not it wasn't just a joke from my primary school, or like when someone was racist towards me. And yeah, I just acknowledged the fact that um, I didn't actually have good memories about Italy, and I had only good memories about these two friends, and that's it. And the rest of it was just pure bad things. Just that's it. Like I think these two friends are just the only good memory I have about Italy, and that's it. So the rest is just nothing good, honestly, especially about school. For me, at least, this is my experience. I don't know about others, but of course, good food as well. That is the good memory, of course.
Yeah.
Then another good memory was the landscape, of course, where I did live, of course. The dog I had, of course, and many other things, but they're not a lot, honestly, because we didn't move a lot already. I wasn't economically, good, of course. We were average, yes, but my dad was too busy to like, take us to the trip or something, just because the economy was really bad those years and it's still bad, and it's quite hard to, live there sometimes. Of course, we weren't poor; we had the money, but I'm just saying it was just hard to, go outside or something like buy something expensive for once, and just saying that. But we weren't poor; we had the money, of course. Just paying, the bill of something was really expensive, of course. And my dad was the only one working. My mom wasn't working because she just didn't have how would I say diplomas or something like that. And yeah, but luckily here when we came here, my mom started working because she got her diplomas and stuff, and good things happened, I guess. I'm not sure how it happened, honestly. It just happened fast, I guess. And we started living in a good way. Now I can actually, go outside a lot more because I'm more open, because I acknowledge my traumas as well. I did acknowledge that that was bad. And I started opening myself a bit more, but, only with those people I really trusted, of course. And yes, I did get again bullied for my body. But it wasn't the class. No, it was a group of people actually, just this small group of people. And I didn't even know that they were talking about my body. Because we were friends, and I think this small group was a bit toxic. Then I just left them behind, of course, and I was, I don't want to talk to them anymore because they were just, those people that would gossip about everyone literally in the group, but the other person wouldn't know. So yeah, I didn't know about that, and it was quite no, I don't like that kind of things. Excuse me, I'm going, and just growing up and understanding
Yeah.
the difficulties and such.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think, I mean, I can relate a lot to your situation. I mean, besides race, because I grew up in a predominantly white community, rural white community, so I can't really relate to that. But everything else, anxiety, I had anxiety growing up, and that was a big thing in my life. And I never really understood it until.
Either me, like I didn't even know I had anxiety, honestly.
Yeah.
And this is why sometimes I talk in a strange way, or like I stop talking and I can't say the word properly because I just get anxious, because I don't want people to pick on me. I don't want people to like be like, oh no, she said that or
Yeah.
something. Just comment something bad about me. I don't want people to do that. Is
Yeah, it's
just
just.
something I'm scared about, and I get anxious when I talk.
Yeah, you just kind of get caught up in your, like, I understand that. Like, I sometimes I get caught up in my own thoughts and I just overthink things, and then I just
Mhm.
worry more about what I want to say rather than what I'm actually saying, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand. I overthink as well. I think I overthink a lot when I talk, of course, and I just interrupt myself. Like I say something, and then I start saying something else, and then my friend will be like, "What were you saying before?" And I was like, "Oh no, just leave it. I
Hmm.
don't want to say it because I would think, oh no, maybe she will, be angry about it." When actually, it's just about being honest because I'm just saying the truth and something like maybe if she did something bad, I would actually say it because she's my friend, and I don't want her to be, to not grow actually and to acknowledge that she did something bad actually. I always try to tell my friends the truth,
Yeah.
because yes, I'm being honest now. I was a liar for 2 years, I guess, and that was back in school again in middle school because I was lying about my feelings. I would always tell people that I'm good or like, oh yes, let's go out. I'm talking about my toxic friend, and those were lies for like 2 years. Then the third one, I just was telling the truth. I didn't want to go out with her or something, but then she would actually force me or something, and I didn't want to. Um, but yeah, it was just a fat big lie, like about my happiness for those two
Yeah.
years. Yeah, so this is why I'm saying that I was a liar. But now I'm trying to my best to be honest with myself and with people around me. And if I ever lie, it's just about really protecting something or someone. And of course, then after a while, I would actually be honest. But that would be like after 5 minutes because I just can't be asked to lie actually. And it did happen only once that I did lie, I think. It was because I didn't want my friend to feel bad. But then I started thinking, no, Simran, if you do that, she would actually feel even bad because you lied. That's not good. So I started thinking, okay, no, you need to stop doing that. That's not good. You're not helping her. You need to, be honest.
Right.
And from there, of course, I started giving also honest feedbacks about works. And that did affect me as well.
Um, from your experiences, like, has it sort of helped you grow creatively? Would you say?
Yes.
Like, do
Yes,
you
it did.
use your experiences as sort of like something to sort of like help with your creative energy?
I do. I do actually. They make me so like this anxiety project I was working on with. Oh, sorry, working with.
Mm-hmm.
Is called Pause. So it's like about pausing. So like literally people pausing and freezing in time because they're anxious and they don't know what to do. And I'm telling this story with the toys and such, and the eyes. But yeah, that was also about me. I based it on my experience with anxiety during middle school and such because I didn't understand what was bullying because no one talked about it. And yeah, that did inspire me as well. But then with other work, so like now I'm painting food, and of course my inspiration is food because I love food. I
Yeah.
have an obsession with sweet food, especially. When I'm trying to also paint, other types of food from next week because I want to, get out of my comfort zone. I don't like staying in the same bubble because then it becomes really bad and just get an art block and stuff. You don't get like experimenting with new stuff. You keep experimenting with old, which is good, but try to do as well new things, or like also go out. As not now because we're in a lockdown here,
Right.
and yeah, I don't know about that. I think you don't have a But of course, you have COVID and everything going on, so it's best to stay at home, guys. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Whether or not wherever you're at, if you have lockdown or not, it
Yeah,
should be still staying at home for the
yeah.
most part, unless you absolutely have
Um,
to go out.
so yeah, I was saying also, um, I would say my personal experience did make me understand to also remember the good things you had. So
Right.
like, okay, I did live bad things in Italy, but that doesn't mean that it's completely bad, as I say, because I had these two beautiful friends there. I had like truly good friends that I still chat with every day, kind of, and of course, by remembering them, I just start, drawing, how would I say, cute little things because I remember this my friend would actually like cute things and such, and she did actually quite inspire me to look into cute things. But then she started changing a bit her style or something, so I
Yeah.
was like, okay, that's fine. I mean, but she still did inspire me somehow into cute aesthetics and stuff. And I started looking, liking cute stuff, even like dressing up. Like the way I dress is the way I actually paint or like take a picture and stuff. So like I do actually do like dark projects and stuff, of course, but I do also try to play a lot with softness and dreamy like things, so like colorful things. And I think I can see that in the way I dress up as well, so like pastel colors, friendly stuff and things like that. But yeah, I think it did help me as well to grow up because I would say that okay, in the past I did start drawing, but it wasn't something big. It was just sketching around things. Really, was just for fun, and mostly I did draw anime girls or something
Yeah. That's how
because
I
I
started.
I love anime. Of course, I watch them every day, morning and night. Not all the day, of course, but just every day. I have a routine for that, and I have that planned in my planner. And you may question yourself why, because it inspires me a lot.
Hmm.
Some anime do have a deep topic. Of course, some don't, and they are fun as well to watch. But some of them have deep topics to talk about and to listen about. And I think some anime are just so good to watch, and you can actually learn from them sometime. Or like you can get really inspired from them, not just for like drawing, but even like photography projects. So, for example, I like read psychological anime that talk about psychology or something, and I just really like looking at them and getting inspired from them. And it's just about the topic sometimes. It's not even the way they animated it. And it's just that. And the same thing happened with cartoons. So like Adventure Time, of course,
Yeah.
Steven Universe, and many other cartoons I did watch in my life, honestly. Even in the past or like now. And then there would be, small animations you just watch on YouTube and just get inspired from that. I do also get inspired, since we're talking about inspiration, sorry. I get really inspired from video games a lot.
Hmm.
I remember doing this project the last year in 2020. It was my final project for my final first year of university, and we need to base it on film. So like you watch some films, so like three films, and I did choose to do noir film. Noir, sorry, I can't pronounce it correctly. Noir. I don't know if it's that's the right, but yeah,
Yeah.
noir film. And so I started watching, some horror films and stuff like that. So like the Zodiac, because that one was my favorite. And I started to understand that I could get inspired from films as well. So now I do have my Sunday free to watch movies to get inspired. And yeah, it's quite like a ritual, I think, by now. So I just watch three movies on Sunday to get inspiration from. I write it down in my journal and just get inspired from that. And when I finish a cartoon, I just write about it and what it inspired me, what it like. So then I could go back to it and create a project out of it, or like take inspiration from it to create something that tells a story, or just anything else really. But yeah, from that project, the film one, I did also include this video game called that is for Nintendo Switch if you want to play it or something. It's called the Somnium File. Okay, first of all, the Somnium File. Somnium is a Latin word and it means just literally like dreams and stuff like that. I'm not really sure. I'm just kind of forgot about the word, but I did use it to like describe dreams. Somnium means dreams, and I was like really fascinated how they did use a Latin word in the title, and I was trying to crack out without playing the game before why is it called like that. And the game is actually pretty deep. Like, it's a plot twist and climax in the end. I'm like it's amazing. It's a detective game, psychology one. Is what I like. It's a bit dark, of course, and is detective. And the detective theme was inside my project for university. So I was like, I'm gonna include this video game because it literally inspired me so much for this project. I'm not sure if I'm going to showcase it one day in my Instagram account, but maybe I will at some point. I'm just thinking about how to do it, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just a short project, really. But as I say, video games to inspire me. So now, okay, I play Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I do play it. I played it since Pokemon Platinum, but then I did went back to play Pokemon Red and such, you know, the first ones. So I have the complete collection.
I have I don't know
Oh
if you
my,
can see that, the original
yeah,
Pokemon
yeah,
Yellow.
yeah. I can see the reflections, the Pokemon Yellow. Yeah. Um, but yeah, and I just it's the lore, the plot that
Mm-hmm.
inspires me.
Yeah.
Is the animation, is the way it's created, the teamwork or anything else behind the game as well. Is everything. The deeper I research, the more I get inspired from that game. And it's just I don't know why, honestly, why I get really inspired. There is not an explanation, I think.
Yeah.
But just got inspired. Then of course I play Animal Crossing, as you know, and um, there are many games actually I play. Sometimes there are games like RPG games for computer. So now I'm replaying this wonderful game. It's for free and it's for computer. It's called Pocket Mirror. And okay, it's a cute game. I'm gonna be honest, but it's really really deep actually as a game. At the start you're going to think, yeah, it's just cute, you know, nothing big. But then it has multiple endings. It depends on your choices. It is really psychological and deep. At some point, it gets really dark, and you start thinking about what is the true story in the end about this game. You know, what is it trying to tell you? And you know, it's just about theories in the end of the day. And this game is actually going to get a prequel, and it's called Goldie Little Shoes, something like that. I kind of forgot the prequel name, but yeah, I'm sure if you try to research about Pocket Mirror prequel, you can actually, you know, try to see what's the name of the prequel because it's been a while since I searched stuff about this. But I just played this game again, and I suggest people to play this if they really like psychological things or like a bit of creepy, dark, but not like too much creepy. Just I
Yeah.
would say average, not like jump scares and things like that. Yes, there is actually one jump scare. I'm gonna be honest, just one part. For me at least. I don't know about the others, but I played this game many times because I think I just really like the plot. It's something deep to me, and at some point I can relate to it. There is a part where I can relate to this um, beautiful game, I would say. It's made with RPG Maker, and honestly, I'm really amazed how they could like pulled off this amazing game out of RPG Maker. If I think about it, um, now the prequel is going to be done with another program, and is amazing as well, of course. And you know the artwork as well is good. If you're going to research it, you can see it. Um, but then I also play Stardew Valley. Don't know if
Oh,
I'm
I
pronouncing
love
it
it.
correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, of course, I play Genshin Impact. I love the plot. It's really deep. It's hidden everywhere in equipment, in the jar, in the character story, everywhere. Even like in the names. some time. The name have actually a meaning, and I was like, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. I don't know what to see it for next. Like, it's just the story that really sometimes inspires, you know. Okay, I'm gonna go straight to the point. No, I'm not a book person. Unfortunately, I never been, I think, a book person. I was, I think, in middle school, but then I started, not being a book person. So I did read some books. Yes, of course. I did read some Shakespeare books because, sometimes I just was, oh, why not? Let's try it. And I didn't actually get inspired from it, just, liking it. I didn't actually still find a book that did inspire me, but um, I found a book, like, it's not really a book, but um, it's this one. Maybe I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you're going to see the reflection, but
Oh, okay.
this one. It's just Hirate. Erzori, I can't pronounce it, sorry, but it's basically a Wales and Cameron anthology, and it's edited by Eric and Gail Charles, and it's a book I got something like 2 months ago, and it just have writings and short poems about the word, literally the word Hirate. Hirate is an amazing word that comes from Wales, and it basically means the longing of something, like someone, an era, something that was there, or well, something that never was there. And it's an amazing word that did describe my feelings at some point because I always felt like something was missing, but I never was sure if what was it that was missing actually, and I'm still kind of trying to find it out. Maybe it was a specific emotion or something, just something you're trying to search or anything really. And this word did describe my feelings, and I did do like a short portrait project in which I did, I think you can see it on my Instagram. It's called Here I It, and literally just the title of the word. And this book did inspire me to do that. And yeah, so yes, words do inspire me as well to create projects sometime, such as, of course, the Somnium word that took from the game the Somnium File did inspire me to create that project for university because it meant dreams, and I did connect dreams to surrealism, and maybe dreams can connect to detectives because sometimes in some stories, some detectives, they dream about things, and pretty much in this game, the detective is dreaming about things most of the times. I'm not going to spoiler things, but is related to dreams. I'm just going to say that. I mean, you can understand it from the title, of course, and if you're good in Latin, I think. But yeah, the point is, I do get inspired from words. And I just found this amazing word that would describe that project and describe my feeling, I think.
Yeah. I I love that you've take inspiration from so many different sources, and that's kind of like how my process is. And like I grew up on stuff like Dragon Ball Z and
Oh yeah, Dragon Ball.
Pokemon and Digimon, and that inspired me to sort of start drawing comic books and writing stories and stuff like that, and then evolved into creative stuff later on, and then I got into movies more when I got to college, so that was a big inspiration for me. And video games have always been a big inspiration, like Final Fantasy was an inspiration, and I'm trying to think of other things that I played, or so
I
many
did
other.
play Final Fantasy, yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did play. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I did play it, of course, and I did like it, of
yeah,
course. Just wasn't really, really sparkle in me. Some things do sparkle and some don't, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah. Everybody has their own preferences and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so
Uh, yeah. Other games I think that did inspire me is Mad Father. RPG games, of course.
yeah,
The first, I think they were like kind of the games that I did play or watch on YouTube playing, and they still play some of them. I follow this amazing YouTuber, and he plays like these RPG games. And thanks to him, I got to know about Pocket Mirror, which is my favorite one for now.
mm-hmm.
But I did like also Mad Father, because I mean it's just a dark story, but it has a good plot. I think and is a bit psychological. You try to understand what kind of mental issue the dad might have. I'm still trying to understand it, honestly. I'm sure it does have a name. I'm 100% sure, because it's one of those. I think I did hear about this kind of psychological, like mental issue that like some serial killer have, that kind of his dad had. I'm not sure if you ever played, the RPG game Medfather. I'm not even, I
Yeah.
don't even know if other people did play it, but yeah, Medfather. And then there was this game called Eve. Of course, I did play as well. And of course, okay, now I'm gonna say one thing. Medfather and Eve are really, really horror games. They're not like
Hmm.
Pocket Mirror. Pocket Mirror is like an average horror game. I wouldn't call it even horror. It's just a bit dark, and that's it. But I'm just telling you guys, if you want to play like Medfather or like Eve, I'm warning you, that is actually like a horror game, and you can actually get a bit, scared, especially if you don't like horror or something like that, but you want to try to
Yeah.
play or something. Just warning people if they're going to watch this video. Um, you never know. um, but yeah, there were many games actually. Like I'm still playing with them again, and now they did the remake for Mad Father, and is also on Nintendo Switch, which is amazing. Then there was many Japanese games, and also now they're like for computer again, and they're like this style of RPG Maker, but it's not really RPG Maker. It's just other programs and stuff,
Yeah.
and it looks like RPG Maker, but it's not. But yeah, Corpse Party, yeah,
Oh,
something like that,
yeah, I've heard
and
of that one.
yeah, the game is really, 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 really dark and creepy, and horror is really psychological. But it's the story that did like drive me to play it, I guess, and to support it, to buy it, and then buy the next game again. The next one wasn't really my favorite one, but the first one was, of course, my favorite one. Then there was, of course, as well the anime, but I think it was just to promote the game, of course. But it was pretty good as well. It would tell, shortly the story, but not deeply as the game. Um, but yeah, Sick, sorry. Speaking about anime, but yeah, I did grow up with Naruto. I did grow up with Doraemon. I did grow up with Conan. I don't know if you know about Conan. Conan the detective.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Something
yeah. I
yeah,
remember that.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I still watch it because it's still ongoing, and I'm like, I don't know when it's going to finish, but I'm going to keep watching it. It's like One Piece by now, I think. I
Yeah.
don't watch One Piece because I don't know. At some point, I didn't start liking it. I'm not sure why, but unfortunately, I started,
Yeah, it's
just didn't like it. Of course, I do watch Boruto. Many people did judge it, but I'm not going to judge it until the end. And for now, the plot is getting interesting. So, I just like watching Boruto, I guess. Um, I do like also watching dark anime, of course, and Korean sometime. But I do also watch comedy ones such as Psyche,
mm-hmm.
and I can't pronounce the whole anime name, unfortunately, because I'm not really good at pronouncing that. Um, but yeah, it's called Psyche something. Psyche Speak, something like that.
Okay.
But it's on Netflix, at least here in UK. I don't know in America, but here in UK it is. And but you can watch it, just search Psyche, and you should find it like Psyche or something like that. But it's really a good anime. Like, it's really a comedy one. Like it's really funny, at least for me it was. And then there was this anime that I found out, Nichijou, and I can't. Okay, I could pronounce it, but I can't really, say how is it written or something, but it's called Nichijou, something like that. But it's really like a comedy anime, and it's also nice. I do watch comedy anime when I'm sad, actually, like just feeling low or before I'm going to sleep, because they're just relaxing you, of
Yeah,
course, and they're making you feel
absolutely.
better.
Yeah.
Um, I do also watch Magical Girl anime, of course. I watch Sailor Moon. I did watch Madoka. I really like Madoka because it's this outstanding theme. But before Madoka, there were other type of dark magical girl themed anime. I'm not good at pronouncing them, but you can search about them, of course. And they were good as well, but not as good, I think, as Madoka. I don't. The plot is even better. There are so many theories, even around the movies and such. And I'm not going to spoil anything, of course. um, but yeah, I did watch also Precure, the Pretty Cure. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I did watch the first seasons where you would have only these two Pretty Cures and such, and then I did watch Precure 5. Let's go something. I don't know. I don't remember the title, but I did watch pretty much every single of that, and sometimes it was just to pass my time while creating something, honestly,
Yeah.
just listening to it. And then I started thinking, yeah, I think it's time for you to learn Japanese, I guess, because what happened is that I can't stay there and read the subs and stuff. So I would actually start learning about Japanese by myself whenever I had my free time. Now, pretty much I can understand about, of course, I can't speak it, but that's fine. So now I can work and listen, I guess. So that's good. But yeah, as I say, I just got inspired, I guess, from a bunch of types of anime, not just one type, because I always think it's good to like go out of your box, and just explore something new.
Oh,
You never know,
absolutely.
you might start liking something.
Yeah. Yeah, and you never know what you might what you might take from it. Like there's just like so many different types of, like if you stay
Yeah.
within your comfort zone, you're never going to learn anything new, or you're never going to be inspired by something that's not, normally in your view, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. So
Yeah, yeah,
I love
it
like
does, it does.
I love trying to like explore like outside of that and try new things, and what if it's a new show or a book or game or whatever it is, because sometimes I end up surprising myself at how much I like it when I just didn't think I would before.
Mm. Sometimes it's even like trying a different style of photography, illustration, or like even researching something new you never researched. So I don't know, I could research about abstract artwork instead of surrealism. You
Yeah.
never know what might happen and what I might find. I actually like abstract, and some of my work is abstract, of course. And I just kind of mix surrealism sometimes and abstract, of course. And well, they still have a concept behind as well. But yeah, I just try to go out of my box and see what's outside there.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's also about traveling. Well, okay, right now we can't because of COVID. But before COVID, I did try to go there and there, other places and such.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just got inspired. I found out Tim Walker because I did go to his exhibition with the university in my first year, and it was amazing. And I think that they changed my life somehow because the exhibition was just what I needed, a bit of surrealism and dream. I guess. It's called Wonderful Things, like the exhibition's title, and it's by Tim Walker. It was in the Victoria and Albert Museum in South Kensington, and it was amazing. I think it's a day I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. And I do also have the book. I didn't buy it the same day, but I did buy it the last year or something like that. I don't remember now, but something like that. And this shit just like that. And he has all of his projects he showcased in the Wonderful
Oh, okay.
Things. And it's amazing. I think Tim Walker as a photographer is just a huge inspiration. Even if you just work with still life, you can get, of course, still inspired by people that don't work just, still life, but also with models and such. Of course, now I don't have models because COVID and things. So
Right.
I do self portraits and use my mom.
That that's actually funny because I started doing more self portraits when COVID hit, and I've never really been very comfortable with like photographing myself like very often. I've done like one or two projects before, and it was actually really fun to like be able to kind of show that vulnerability in a way that I'm not used to.
Mm,
So, and like take inspiration from other, like the last one I did was very like like sort of like a synth wave cyberpunk kind of theme, like the color theme of it and all this stuff. So it's like, you know,
I
going
like
back to,
cyberpunk.
yeah,
Yeah.
going back to
It's quite a theme that is interesting, I think, to look at. And I also like a vaporwave aesthetics and such.
yeah.
Um, of course, those songs like lofi aesthetics. They're quite like really like my kind of aesthetic, or like music as well.
Yeah, that was kind of like my inspiration for like the new design for the podcast. Actually, was sort of this
Yeah, I saw it. Sorry, I
vapor.
couldn't put a like action block.
Oh, it's fine.
But I really, really wanted to like it for how good it was. I
Oh, I
honestly really,
appreciate
really
that.
like it.
I appreciate that.
Welcome. Okay.
It's just like I love trying new things like that, and like you said, and one of the things I actually did try with that was, which I haven't done since high school, was 3D modeling.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
which was something that I once had an interest in, and then I just kind of dropped it after a while because I just had so many other things that I've been trying, and it's so much fun to like go back to something that you haven't done in such a long time and sort of rekindle that spirit, that fire for something that you used
Yeah.
to really enjoy.
So one thing I didn't say is that I do collage and I do
Mm-hmm.
it once a month. And why I do it? Because it's fun. It does inspire me because you can create freely surreal stuff or really like abstract things. And I just try to showcase a type of emotion I had that month actually. I don't actually post about it, but I do put it in my website. And I do put it in my highlights. But maybe one day I would just post all of them in once or something like that.
Yeah.
But I just got really inspired as well from collage.
I mean, I would definitely personally love to see that. So,
I will definitely post it then at some point. Yeah, I will do
um,
it.
is there anything else that you wanted to talk about? Anything you had in mind?
Oh, I wanted to talk about Trump leaving the White House.
Yeah, I know that's been a big thing in the U.S. especially, since that's been
Oh
such a
God.
focus lately. We talked actually on the last podcast I did a lot about how much of a distraction that's been, and how
Mm.
it can kind of like seeing the news cycle can kind of, you know, it takes your energy away, or it takes your focus away from the things in
Yeah,
your
it
life that.
does. Definitely it does. Like, I kept watching the news for like months now. Now I'm
Mhm.
trying to take a break because it's been lots of like emotional roller coaster,
Yeah,
honestly.
right.
And it did drain me out. And also seeing how many deaths there are in UK for coronavirus did make me just aware more because I don't understand why I didn't see it before, but I guess it just popped out at once in the news today, and I felt so unsafe. I guess I
Yeah.
know, um, like even more unsafe than before. Mm. But yeah, about political things. We also have Boris here. He's not, as we know, the
Right.
best.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't really want to talk about political because I think people had enough about that.
Right.
But let's talk about coronavirus. Actually, there is something I want to talk about, and like how did that help me actually to improve myself? So, okay, we were in quarantine in 2020, of course, at the end of my first year, second semester. I did finish uni. What happened in quarantine? I got bored. I didn't know what to do, just photography, no. I was like, I don't know what to do. I could improve my photography, yes, but just, I wasn't sure. Do you want just to do that, or do you want to learn other types of skills or something? And I was like, I don't know. I just don't know. And then I started thinking, okay, there is something else that maybe you left behind that you want to do again. Painting. Okay, this is how I started painting, basically quarantine. how did I start drawing digitally? Quarantine. Basically, I think I'm going to say this to people every time. How did you start painting and drawing digitally? Quarantine, I
Yeah.
guess. Okay, yes, as a child, I did draw and paint and stuff, but it wasn't that much. It was just some time, I guess, because most of the time I would play with my Nintendo or something. Honestly, I was really, really into my Nintendo. I'm still now. I give it time every day. Sometime, just 1 hour or like even 20 minutes or something.
Hmm.
Um, but the point is, quarantine did help me. Even if it was bad, it did help me to develop some new skills. Understanding that I really wanted to learn how to draw digitally and how I wanted to paint, because I believe that now people want to see people that have multiple skills and not just one, because then you can also merge them together. And I think it's not about work opportunity because you have more skills and they're going to employ you or something. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, but it's also about yourself. Like, why you're learning it, I just want to learn it because, well, it inspires me. Painting inspires me for my project in photography. Drawing digital inspires me for my project in photography. And also my project in photography inspires me to paint or like to draw digitally and such. So like it's all about giving inspiration to me by focusing on something else and then putting it something somewhere else, so like in photography or something, or like putting photography into my illustration work or something like that. So it's all about inspiring myself with myself, I guess. Sometimes it's about that, especially during quarantine because I didn't have that much inspiration. I was coping with my moment of sadness, I guess. I wouldn't say
Hmm.
depression because depression is another thing. And I don't have depression, that's clear, because I did go to my psychology and stuff, and they did clearly say that I do have anxiety, but it's
Right.
like, you know, um, and yeah, I do have my anxiety, as I said, and my anxiety just showcases when I talk a lot. So like I keep, saying the wrong word in the wrong way, or like I stop myself, as I said, and or also when I keep joking about things, that means I'm just anxious or nervous. And yeah, I mean, it just was my moment of sadness, I guess, and given from anxiety as well, like kind of mixed up feelings, I think. And it was really hard, honestly. Then my mom got even COVID, but that was in the end of 2020, kinda, I would say. And I needed to stay at home from uni for 2 weeks.
Right.
During those 2 weeks, I started getting into portrait photography. I did do many projects in my photography, like the course photography university for portrait, like creative portrait and such. But I never showcased them anywhere, literally anywhere. No, I don't know why. I was unsure about it. I think I was like, I don't know. What do people want to see from me? Like, just still life and product, I guess. But then I was like, bah, leave it. Just showcase them what you want to showcase. Whatever. If they don't like it, it's up to them, I guess. But I just wanted to say to myself, no, Simra, you need to just see many schools. Like, if you want to learn it, learn it. If you don't want to learn it, don't learn it. If you think it will help you to progress in your journey, then do it. If you think it will improve you in some ways and inspire you in some ways in future, then keep doing it. You like it, keep doing it. Don't look at if people will like it or not or whatever, or like, I don't know, anything else. So I started in creative portrait, I guess. So sometimes I just, if I have an idea for a portrait, I use myself or my mom right now. But I did also develop this creative portrait during summer, because during summer I did go out when there wasn't quarantine and such. We did snap out of quarantine. Quarantine stopped. So I think that was before. I'm not sure when it was, but I think it was at some point. I'm not sure if it was before. Now I have a blackout of mine, I think it was like in June or July something, July probably. But what happened is that I went to South Sea with my friends. Once I went with my other friend and I did a photo shoot with her, And then I did another one with my other friend, and then I practiced my portrait skills, and I understood that I really like doing creative portraits, telling my model what to wear to, like, emphasize an emotion, make her feel in a certain way, and tell a story to my audience and such. And then I started developing this even like during my mom, like when she had like COVID and such. And during those 2 weeks, I did a self-portrait called Fogged, which showcases me like experimenting with my camera, because I understood that I love making failures, I guess, in photography. I love making strange things, of course. So it was like, I want to bring surrealism into portrait, photography and creative one. And I wanted to put something in my lens. And I was, I want to take my Vaseline. I'm going to put a plastic thing on my lens to protect my lens, then some Vaseline. And, well, the pictures did showcase how lost I felt during those 2 weeks, because my mom felt, she had COVID and such, and I felt sad because of that. But I was lost because time wouldn't pass. We were isolating ourselves for two weeks, and I felt lost in those 2 weeks. I started questioning myself about things and how things felt unreal, surreal, and such. And it was difficult, I would say, those 2 weeks, but I passed by. And I think those creative portrait photography, but also landscape one, because this project does also have a landscape picture which showcases kind of the light of hope, I guess. But you can find it on my Instagram account if you want to see it, or like website. But the point is that that project did symbolize my own experience with COVID-19, I guess.
Wow. That's great that you're finding these projects to work on
Yeah.
through even the experiences in lockdown. I mean, I've kind of had that same experience as you know finding projects that evoke what sort of emotions I'm feeling based on events that either are going on with me personally, or uh, with something that's going on in the world. It there's never a lack of inspiration, or something to sort of uh, use as a channel for your voice. And that's what I really love about creating anything, photography or whatever it may be, video, or whatever project you're working on. And
Yeah.
so
I do also do some sort of animation sometimes, but that, of course, is just for fun.
mhm.
It's not my main thing. I just do it to inspire me, I guess. Again, um, I wouldn't say that my main thing is photography, but I still showcase my paintings and do other things, because my paintings are part of my journey. Everything is part of me, and everything is part of this long and unending journey. Like,
Mhm.
doesn't there is no end, of course. And
Yeah.
I think there wasn't even like a start of it. I'm not sure when I started it. Maybe it was in my childhood when I was taking pictures of a flower and a cloud, or maybe it was when I started watching anime was I was a child, and many other things. I think I found out about anime was when I was like 8 years old or something like that. I'm not sure, 7, 8, something like that. I don't even remember honestly by now. Um, and I mean, it's all about growing and understanding what you really like, I guess, like what I really want to do. By now, I just have multiple skills because I want, to have them, and I like having them. I like doing this, and if I didn't like it, of course, I didn't, actually stop doing it. But I'm happy that I started painting again, and I'm
Mm.
happy that I started painting, well, sorry, drawing digitally, and also doing some portrait photography, like creative ones, or like experimenting with putting things in front of my lens, of course, by protecting my lens first, because you don't want to ruin
Right.
it. Um, but yeah, it's just me searching a way to create a surreal feeling, I guess, like something unreal that feels real. Because in nowadays, whenever I go outside, before, I mean, I still go out now, but like by go out, I mean in the balcony.
Right.
Just enjoy. I just go out there, sit there for like, oh yes, that's a nice day. It's raining.
Mm-hmm.
I do that a lot. But yeah, don't go out, I guess. Just don't. Please, guys, stay safe. I'm really serious about it. But yeah, what I was trying to say is that when I used to go out, I just got, a feeling of unreal. Sometimes you would look at the sky, it feels so unrealistic. It doesn't feel real, like the colors. You would think, is it actually real, or is it just, nothing? Is just not real, or is it a dream or not? Sometimes it's just so beautiful that you don't understand it. I once saw this really orange sky. I think I was a kid, and I think that was my first picture with my dad's phone, the flip ones, the Nokia ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I took this photo and I told my dad, look, the sky looks like an orange glass, the orange juice glass. It's so orange. I told my dad, I think the sun is the orange, just as a joke,
Mm-hmm.
childish things. And maybe from there I started liking real things, or looking for real things in real things,
Right.
So,
Right.
like trying to make real things look really, really surreal somehow, and make people dream, I guess, and try to understand themselves in the dream. Because I think nowadays you understand more about yourself while you're dreaming, because you understand maybe sometimes your dream had a meaning behind it, but you just don't understand it yet. And when maybe you go back to that dream, then you'd be like, oh, this is why I did dream it, I guess. Or like when you have a nightmare as well, that is something surreal. Yes. I do think about nightmares a lot. I didn't have one yet, or maybe I did, but I just don't remember. But I did have once this, and it was a nightmare about me swimming into cold water. I love swimming in the sea, especially if the water is cold, because it makes me feel good. And I love swimming in summer, and if the water is quite cold or something like that. And also in just midsummer, winter things. It's just nice to me. But in this dream, well, nightmare actually, I was swimming and the wave, I remember it clearly. The wave just came to me and it ate me alive. And I don't know, I symbolized that wave as the wave of change that scared me during that period of time, because I remember dreaming this specific thing the day before my departure from Italy to London.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just scared of change. I didn't understand like how people would, I don't know. I just didn't know anything. Really, I was just too scared. And I guess that I took that wave as the wave of change. But that wave of change did change me in something good, I guess. And here I am.
Yeah.
Here I am, I guess, creating, doing things. But maybe if I was still in Italy, maybe I wouldn't actually found myself. I'm not sure. Because when I was in Italy, I wasn't really into like photography and such, like as much as I'm now. I was into it, but like not really following it, not really experimenting, not doing something big or huge or anything really. Just taking a picture really, of something I like. Um, but then just came here and started enjoying more, especially during my two last year of high school when I started my photography course, and like a serious one, not just online or something. Of course, online are serious, but I felt like the one in person was more serious to me. I don't know why. Maybe it was the teacher. I'm not sure. Or maybe I started taking it more seriously. I started taking photography more seriously. People didn't actually support me with my choices about choosing to study photography in university. Many people did think, especially my mom, hi mom, if you're looking at this, I don't hate you, don't worry. My mom is lovely, of course. She's a lovely woman. She's really nice, as my dad is. But my mom was just scared. as I was for my future, of course. And this is why she just said one thing: I just don't want you to, end up poor or something. She was just terrified. Let's be honest, she was terrified, but she couldn't just say it to me because she didn't want to scare me, I think. And yeah, I just proved her wrong in the end of the day. Because she didn't know anything about photography, like she just didn't know anything about art. No one in my family is into art, let's be honest. Part of my dad a bit, but he wasn't really into it. And then they, or like even photography, no one is into it. And I'm kind of like the first one going into the creative industry in my whole family. And it's quite, they see it as a big thing in the end of the day, because they were like, well, we don't understand you fully because, we never saw someone in our family do it. So they were unsure of what I was doing. They didn't understand me. And I was like, it's fine. But if you watch me, you will understand. And they started, watching what I do. And they start understanding that actually I was growing as a person as well by doing what I was doing. And yeah, I opened my own Etsy store. My mom was like, oh, you're going to pay for the fees and stuff. And I was like, yes, I know.
Mm.
Okay, first of all, I didn't sell a lot, and I'm not still selling a lot, but that's fine, honestly. I don't mind, because right now I'm not in a rush of getting money. I live with my parents still. I mean, I'm 19, and I don't see the urge to go away, because I just like staying with my parents because I can enjoy my time with them. Of course, I do help them. Like, I like helping them. I like doing some work at home, because that also helps me to, put a pause to my creative practice for a minute and go back to it. Sometimes you just need to refresh your mind, I guess, and stop doing something. If you have, especially like a sort of art block, or like you don't know like how to do something, you just take a break, I guess, and it helps. But still, I think they still, supported me. They were just scared in the start, like I was. But then they started realizing the potential, I guess, and they started realizing that I could do it, and they started supporting me, and I'm quite happy about it, of course. They support me, they understand that it takes time to do something, and they need to let me go at some point as well, and they can't just attach to me for the rest of their life
Right.
or something. um and of course I do love my parents and my little brother. uh it's just that they didn't really understand, and still they're trying to understand how it works. Really, it's just really hard to them, because as I said, no one in my soul family, like from my dad's family, like my mom's family in India, no one actually never did something like that. Most of them are like doctors or something like that, or even like architecture or something like that. But yeah, no one actually did something creative, because they just, I don't think they were into it. I guess no one, you don't get the sparkle, as I said.
Right.
But I got the sparkle. I don't know, somehow I did it. I got the idea. I was like, yes, I want to do that. Let's see what it brings me, how it grow, like it makes me grow. And yes, I'm still growing up and learning, of course. Um, but yeah, it's just a long journey, and not everyone will support you, of course. Some people will uh, just say, no, you can't do it. Why did you choose to do, I don't know, instead that or something like that? There was this one girl in my, like, she was kind of my friend, but now we don't talk, like, those people that and that's it, really.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, basically she did say, why didn't you choose, I don't know, science or something? And I was like, look, I like science, but look, it's not my thing. That's it. I mean, let me do photography and double construction, because yes, I did choose to do double construction in high school and also photography. I did like, double construction. Double construction gave me some skills that I needed for planning, actually. The planning in construction is so like deep, like, because if you do something wrong, you're doomed.
Yeah.
I'm serious about it. You're doomed. Like, you need to do it from the top. or like people are going to yell at you at some point, especially if it's at work. Um, but yeah, just I liked it. I guess it gave me that skill as well, like about planning things. But as I said, unfortunately, I did get some workaholic traits, I guess, from high school. But then I solved this problem with the planner. Actually, the planner, my friend gave it to me as my birthday gift. And I still
Well,
need
that's
to say
nice.
thank you to her. Uh, but yeah, it's really helpful to have a planner in that day.
Right. Well, I mean, a lot of things I think many creatives can relate to that you mentioned, and I think are very inspiring for
Yeah.
anyone listening to this. Is there anything else you wanted to cover?
Um, I don't actually have anything else to cover
Okay.
right now, but I do have one thing to say, I think. It doesn't matter if not like a lot of people supports you. If there is already one, it's fine. Like, and if it's two, it's even better and such. But remember that there will be always people that will hate on you or like put you down or push you down or do something to stop you to do what you like and what you want to become your future work. But well, you shouldn't listen to them, of course. Like, just listen to what you want to listen, really. Listen to the good, of course, and
Hmm.
you should still listen to the bad because you want to understand why they're saying that. Is it because they're scared that you're going to, I don't know, somehow ruin your life or something, like my mom did think before, but then I just discovered she was just scared and she
Right.
didn't want to like push me down. She wanted to just push me up, of course, as any mother would do, I think, or like most of the mothers, of course. But what I was trying to say is that, yeah, just keep going, guys. You shouldn't just give up over that. I think it's really hard. Yes, I know, especially in social media, because you could start thinking, yes, if I have more followers, I'll get more like and blah blah blah. People will see my work and yeah, yeah. Okay, yes, it might be true, but it's not at the same time. I mean, people will still see your work. It just takes time. It's just social media. There are millions of posts, but you shouldn't focus on your social media. Go out. I don't know, do something. Okay, don't go out right now, like when it ends, the coffee mix.
Right.
Um, remember to put your mask, of course, if you really, really need to go out to do something urgent, um, such as buying food, of course. But what I was trying to say is just keep doing what you're doing, keep experimenting, please. Try to go out of your box. I know it's really, really hard because, I don't know, you either don't have time or you don't understand how to plan things. Like, I don't mean to be rude, but like you don't understand how to put things like what I should do before and stuff.
Hmm.
And that's fine because that is part of your journey here as well. It takes time to understand how things works for you because not for everyone things works the same. So like for example, okay, maybe painting inspires me. So like I paint because I want to, get inspired as well. But for you it might not work, and that's fine. Like there are other millions of things that could inspire you. Not everyone gets inspired by video games. Not everyone gets inspired by anime. Not everyone is inspired by even fashion or like that and that. And especially remember to also experiment outside of your style because sometimes if you sit there and keep doing the same thing, you will get an art block or like photography block as I call it, or something like that. Really. So it's all about experimenting really, and I think experimenting did open my eyes, as I said, because if I didn't do that, I wouldn't actually start doing creative portrait as well, or like putting things in front of the lens and try to create a surreal feeling or something like that, or like dreaming ones that I really, really wanted to recreate or like create my own one and see how it did the effect and such. So like keep experimenting, please.
I think it's a lovely message to take away, and something that everyone should keep in mind, even if they're feeling not quite confident in themselves. Is like just
Hmm.
don't not to give up and just keep working. Working on new things, working on different things. Don't be afraid to experiment with new things. Don't
Yeah,
feel bad if it doesn't work out the way you want it to, because that's still experience and that's something you can grow off of. And
Of
you know,
course. I mean, a failure can help you to grow. It never like push you down. Of course, you can feel sad about it, and that's fine.
yeah,
Take your moment to feel sad because I'm gonna say the truth. Sadness is not always a bad thing. From sadness, you can understand your true emotions towards something. You can understand why you're actually sad. Is there like, are you actually sad? Or like you actually sad because you were angry to that person or something, something more deeper than. And of course, sadness, it is a bad feeling, but it helps you to like understand how you actually feel towards something. Why did you get sad in the first place? Because I usually get sad either because I'm angry or either because I felt really anxious and in some specific moments. And it's like that, of course. I mean, so like take a moment to actually analyze as well your sadness, your emotions. Take something away from your emotions and I don't know, like try to understand them, of course. And sometimes you can even create something from your emotion and your own experience. And I think many creative do that. I think they get inspired as well, like from their experiences in life as well. Or you could even go back to your projects and get inspired again from them if they did really, really sparkle you somehow. And this is why journals are also important. I do keep my journal with. I want to show it. Just gonna try to reach it out. Okay, I finished already my first journal. This is my second one. But just, sketch, brainstorm, mood board, whatever you want, just write down those ideas somewhere. You're going to forget about it tomorrow.
right.
Like, trust me, you're going to forget about it if you don't write them somewhere. And also, it's good as you go back to your journal because your journal is like a mini diary about your creations, your creative practice, your creative journey and experience. So if you go back to your journal, you can actually understand what did sparkle in those projects and what you might, want to experiment more with or something like that. So this is, I think, how journals can help. And I think a creative kind of should have a journal. It can also be digitally, It doesn't really matter if it's like physical or digital. Just up to you. I just have it physical because I like, sketching around with my hands and stuff.
Right.
Um, yeah.
Wow, that's a great message, and I love that so much. It's been a great pleasure to talk to you, and I think I've personally taken away a lot from this. And one other thing is I wanted to ask is how can people that listen to this or watch this follow you and your work? What's the best way to do that?
Well, of course, just follow me on my Instagram. So I think you're just going to put a link down below or something, if you
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's it really. And then on my Instagram, and yeah, you can just look up in the link in my bio as well if you want to follow my Etsy store because I sell, my photography prints, some of them, like paintings and like even clay sculpture I did create because I do some clay sculpture sometimes if I feel, really creative. But I do also have an Etsy store Instagram account in which I post sometimes how I did create this or like some work in progress, which is simran.creations.store, but you can put that as well down there in the link below, I think. But yeah, you can also find the website in my main account, which is Simran, that one, of course. My main account and the link just sends you to my website as so like blog. I do also write some blogs every month, like about my projects or like um stories or emotions, even a word, as I said, anything that did inspire me or did teach me something, and I feel like sharing with someone or with whoever is going to watch my website or something, or like even just read it. But yeah, so yeah, you can mostly find it in my social medias on Instagram. I don't have like Twitter. Like I do have it, but it's really just personal and don't
yeah.
really use it that much. But that's it. I just use Instagram mostly.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
So I really appreciate you taking the time to do this.
and that's fine.
It's been really great to talk to you.
Yeah, it was
And
great to talk to you as well. I'm really happy to share my kind of my life experience as well, like as a person, but also as a creative person, and how all this did inspire me, and like also sharing a bit about my social media experience and how this, well, okay, I can say that 1 week, I think, is enough for some people to understand what they did wrong. Um,
Right.
I did wrong that I had an addiction, but I didn't understand it. And finally, in this week, I did understand I had it, and I just accepted it, because I think that was the first point to do, accept it. And then I got sad because I couldn't post, but then it just passed, and I was like, yes, that's fine. I can just wait. So yeah, back to post this Sunday. Finally. I really wanted to post this video, and I waited for 1 week, and I was like, I just love sharing my projects, I guess.
Yeah. Well, again, thanks so much for doing this. And yeah, I guess that's it.
Welcome.
And again, that was episode number 21 of Decipher the Media with Simran Kaur. Again, I highly recommend that you go and check out her work. It's pretty amazing stuff, and show her your love and support. Give her some likes and follows, and anything to support her and her vision, because she's anything to support her and her creative vision. We will be back soon with another episode, and hopefully some more content in the future, as I try to juggle a few different projects at once. I know this episode got delayed because of a few projects that popped up, some personal projects. So I'll try my best to get these next few episodes out on a more regular basis, while I also do some other creative endeavors. So I hope to see you again soon in the very near future. Stay safe. Much love. And yeah, I'll see you around. Take care.